Sending your kids off to camp is never easy. Unless your kids get paid lots of money to play football, then it's not so bad. Remember the days when guys like Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber, Jeremy Shockey, and Plaxico Burress had so much off-season baggage it would dominate the first day of Giants training camp? Well, I have to admit, I miss those days. $250,000 on the line in this one. A horse can buy a lot with that money. Here now is Tom Durkin, who hates to yawn but loves to stretch. If you're waiting for Alex Rodriguez to hit his 600th home run, well, you'll have to wait a little longer.
CBS 6 Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm A.J. Fatone. Kelly O'Donnell has the night off. Sending your kids off to camp is never easy. Unless your kids get paid lots of money to play football, then it's not so bad. Today was the first day of camp for the New York Football Giants. And you know what? They don't serve s'mores at this kind of camp. This is NFL training camp, people. Eli Manning and the gang are back for another go-around at UAlbany. These guys haven't seen each other since mini camps in June, but they're going to be seeing a lot of each other in the next few weeks, that's for sure. After all, that's what training camp is all about. Today, the guys ran through some drills and spent some time getting acclimated. You know, the usual stuff. But that won't last for long. Let's not forget last year's 5-0 start led to an 8-8 finish that left the Big Blue out of the playoffs for the first time since 2004, something these guys have had to live with for the last 7 months. And on the first day of camp, it appears everyone wants to play attack the quarterback. And not the players, mind you. I'm speaking of the media, those vultures.
Whether it's draft pick.
Kerry Wood showed up to today's Yanks-Rays game clean shaven. You know the boss is looking down and smiling about that one. Not much else to smile about in this one. As for A-Rod, he's still sitting on 600, and that's because he spent the afternoon sitting down in the dugout. And here's our proof. A-Rod getting the day off. Bottom of the second, Kelly Shopik hits, and Lance Berkman misses. Dope! Lance can't make the play at first. Willie Ibar scores. 1-zip Rays. Bottom of the fourth now. Berkman redeems himself, making the diving stop on Gabe Kapler's ground ball. That play right there, a thing of beauty, easily saved 2 runs from scoring. We move to the top of the 6th now. What is this, Berkman's demo reel? Berkman gets his first hit as a Yankee with this single to right field. And now that you've just watched Lance's resume tape, we have to report to you that the Yankees lost by the final of 3-zip. Red Sox and Tigers, everyone knows the Sox love drama. So let's cut to the bottom of the 9th. Game knotted at 3. Marco Scutaro drops down the sac bunt. Robbie Weinhardt throws it away, and in the process throws the game away. For the 2nd straight day, the Red Sox win in walk-off fashion. Your final, Red Sox 4, Tigers 3. Mets hosting the D-backs on Hall of Fame Day. Frank Cashin, Darryl Strawberry, Davey Johnson, and Dwight Gooden were all inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame. Too bad these guys weren't playing today, because the Mets could have used them. Adam LaRoche jacks a 3-run homer off a start, or Jonathan Neese in the 4th. And you know what? He enjoyed it so much, he would do it again in the very next inning. Another 3-run blast right off of Neese. And there was more where that came from. Arizona scored early and scored often. Mets lose 14-1. That's it in sports. Craig, back to you.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Thanks, AJ.
There is no season quite like the postseason. The intensity level is sky high and the atmosphere is euphoric. Last season, the Chicago Bulls failed to make the postseason, so they hired this guy to get them back there. In his first year as an NBA head coach, Vinny Del Negro led the Chicago Bulls to the postseason. And now the Springfield native is coaching against the team he grew up rooting for in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Yes, Vinny Del Negro is a Celtics fan, which makes this experience all the more unique.
It's been great. You know, it's it'll probably be better once I have a little time to sit back and relax. But you know, I grew up with the Celtics, Massachusetts. I grew up there in Springfield, and my family now lives in Boston. So it's been great. I think once I get a chance to sit back and look at it, probably even better.
And if you think coaching against the Celtics in the playoffs feels a little odd for Del Negro, he's not the only one.
My dad's a big Celtics fan. You know, he grew up with them. I grew up with the Celtics, and they used to come down to games and things. He's a Chicago Bulls fan when we're playing the Celtics, and if they're playing anybody else, he's a Celtics fan. So it's it's been great for my family, but the games have been so tight, they get nervous.
A lot of people are cheering on Del Negro in this first-round series. After all, he is just the 6th head coach to guide the Bulls to a playoff series in his first season. And recently he posted the 3rd best record for a Bulls first-year coach, which is not too shabby. Just ask Bulls star guard Ben Gordon.
It's been a good experience, you know. I think he's overcome a lot of expectations. You know, people probably didn't expect him to help get this team to the playoffs. He gives his players a lot of freedom, and so it's just definitely been a good experience for me so far.
According to Bulls point guard Derrick Rose, the NBA's Rookie of the Year, Coach Del Negro is the quintessential player's coach.
Coach is a nice guy, always talking, caring guy, really wants to win, works hard at what he do, and he played the game, so it makes his coaching job a lot easier.
And it's great, you just try to set a good example on and off the court, and believe in yourself. And anything can be accomplished if you believe in that and you work hard.
Reporting from the TD Bank North Garden in Boston, I'm AJ Vitone for Reel to Reel. For the longest time, Cathedral hockey was just for the boys. Not anymore. Move over, fellas.
There you go, Merrick.
This season, girls are playing ice hockey at Cathedral, something that's never been done before, until now, of course.
Being on the first girls team for a high school is amazing, just to know that I started off this and hopefully it'll keep going for a long time. All right, girls. Girls, we have to come out flying here, right?
They come up to me and they're like, oh, girls hockey? And they look in the paper and it's just like, since when does Cathedral have a team? And it's like, well, it's cool to say we're the first team.
Prior to this season, many girls in Western Mass had to leave the area to attend boarding school if they wanted to play on an all-girls team. Jessica Tabb, the team's head coach, was one of those girls.
Played for Holy Name when I was younger. I played for the boys teams. Came from the area and, I ended up playing D1, so it's, now I played East Summit High School with the boys. I had to go to prep schools in order to play with the girls. The girls don't have to do that. They now can stay in the area, stay living at home, and, develop their game and hopefully take it to college and take it farther.
Jessica Tabb has accomplished a great deal in the sport of hockey. She was a member of the USA hockey team for several years, and she led her team in points and goals while attending Providence College. But perhaps her biggest accomplishment to date is becoming the first head coach of the first girls ice hockey team at Cathedral High School.
It's very exciting to be a part of a wonderful opportunity for the girls in the area. I mean, when I was younger, it was only prep schools. It's just a great stepping stone for the girls in the area, so we're very excited about it. We can do this, girls. We just got to take a second, take a breather, all right, get back to the game that we know how to play, all right? Let the puck do the work. Let's work our forecheck, all right? Come on, girls, let's go here.
And don't think for a second that Coach Tabb isn't proud of her players, all of whom, whether they know it or not, have become role models for the girls in the community.
Our first home game, you see, girls that are, have games in this rink that are coming over to our game and watching. And these girls now can look and say, hey, I can play. I can play in this area. I can play high school. It's not, do I have to go to a prep school? Do my parents have to be able to afford a $40 grand, a year to go to a prep school? They can think, hey, I have these girls to look up to, and they're playing high school hockey, and it's just going to get better.
It's my first year playing, and it's cool to play. My brothers have played before, and I've always been to all their hockey games. And now it's like my chance to shine in my family and the first girl to play. My older cousin, Lindsay, she plays, and it's awesome because all the girls are really supportive and they help me out. So it's exciting.
Reporting from West Springfield, I'm AJ Vitone for Reel to Reel.